I saw that.
I'm going to go out and say Saquon is the best name of the year. The name of 2024.
Saquon.
There's a player in the NFL. His name's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He plays for the Detroit Lions, wide receiver. A very good player. He's got a brother named Equinemius.
Oh, Equinemius is a great name.
It is the dawning of the day of Equinemius.
The day of
Equinemius.
Equinemius.
Harmony and understanding.
But I thought that was quite an interesting name.
Speaking of interesting, that was quite an interesting podcast. Are we rolling on this? I'm just chatting. We're going. That was a great pod. That had lots of twists and turns. The Grindr bathroom story was something else.
What? It was.
And for those joining us here, we've got Liam, the producer in the house, but we also have my best friend, my business partner, Sonam Sherpa, sitting here with us, joining in today.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Baby, I love
your way.
Yeah, we finish each other's sentences and songs. So we're going to get Sonam in today because Kirk and I were just chatting. We're like, we want to do an event for the end of the year. And Sonam's our head of operations here. So he kind of tells us what's doable and what's not. So we thought we could have a little brainstorm live on the coffee break. But maybe we'll just have a quick chat about the pod that was. So we had a great chat about the Hospo horror story. Was one of her friends got fired from his job because the owner was swiping on Grindr and swiped on a guy with no head, just like abs and, other stuff. And I was scrolling through and he's like, that's my restaurant's bathroom that these photos have been taken in. And then he worked it out it was one of the employees doing it. And he was just taking his erotic, will we say, selfies?
Now, what I want to know about this story is what was the conversation like when he went, I was like, look, man, I was on Grindr last night, we matched and then...
Because the side of the story was there was no heads like in the photos either, so he didn't know that he was swiping. Because we were like, well, it's a bit dodgy if you're trying to swipe on one of your employees' Grindrs, but apparently there was no side. So that was the interesting story we got there.
Did they keep the job?
No, they got fired.
Yeah. They got fired for having photos from the bathroom.
Yes.
Is that right? How does that work?
Well, we were discussing it. We were like, we all had a vote on the grounds. I was saying it was taken in the bathroom section in front of the mirror where there's no lock to the door. It wasn't in a cubicle where it's completely locked off and private. And there's also the restaurant branding on glasses in the background and that.
Yeah, okay.
So you have the risk of like other employees could have walked in at any time. So there is a little bit of like work safety kind of situation going on there.
And was it on company time?
Yeah.
Oh, immediate.
Kirk went against it. Kirk was saying he thinks unfair dismissal.
No, if you're taking naked selfies on my time, you're out.
Liam, you taking notes, mate?
I've
seen you out there.
God, yeah. Liam, why are you scribbling down so quickly?
You had to quickly go to the bathroom before we hit record before. Did you really?
On time, but not on camera. It's important.
All right, guys. You guys pin him down. I'll check his phone. Let's go.
I also think that would be grounds for
I might actually just check my DMs.
So, Kirk, Lambie.
Yes.
Big surprise. We're not expecting that.
Not expecting it all.
Yeah.
Not expecting it all. And there's a few like smoke screens that you guys threw as well because you were like, I met a mutual contact of yours. She said this. And I was like, okay, so it's going to be a female mutual contact of mine. And then Sonam said this morning, yeah, the guy's here. I'll
Nice.
You delivered it perfectly as well. There was no like emphasis. It was just like, oh yeah, the guy's out the back and we're blah, blah, blah. Like it was delivered perfectly.
Yeah, I was like, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
That being said, I did get to have lunch with Lambie prior to the pod. So there's a little bit of fluffing from Liam and I, which is quite nice of a job, I guess, these days. And I was saying to Liam, this is your new role, Liam, as a producer. This will be you from now on. You'll be going around having lunch, hyping it up, getting it out there, talking you two up, that's for sure.
Oh.
Far out. The reputation precedes you now, Kirk.
Talking me?
Yeah, well, Lambie now thinks that you're like some sort of like mega superstar.
Well,
Gosh,
I mean, he is.
How times have changed. How times have changed.
No, but I thought Lambie was so interesting. There's so much going on there. The coffee content side of it is huge. I'm excited to see we got a little sizzle at the end that it might be coming back. that might be evolving it again. So, I mean, that's great for us. Great for,
Does she open with "This is the song that never ends"?
Are you old enough to know what Lamb Chops play around, or what is it? Sing along, Lamb Chop something.
Yeah.
This is the song that never ends, and it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and then
they'll continue doing it forever, just because this is the song that doesn't end.
It goes on.
So sorry, guys. So sorry.
Remember the song that Timon and Pumbaa sung in The Lion King?
Hakuna Matata?
No. The other one was like, all you have to do is get his line. All you have to do is get in line.
Yep.
For some bacon, yep. He's big, yep. You can be a big too. Yeah.
That's my favorite song. Yeah,
Yes.
that is
Apologies for the 2 earworms.
Yeah. Now everyone's going to be singing the bloody Timon and Pumbaa song all day.
Sorry, where were we?
We were just chatting about Lambie. I don't know how interested coffee people are in the crypto side, but all of that stuff and like having a place that's completely funded by crypto. And so did you understand this, Liam? You chatted, so maybe you have a bigger idea. So what it kind of sounded like is there's people that are all invested. Do they all have NFTs? Is that what it was?
Yeah, they've all got kind of tokens in the game.
And that allows them a vote in where funds are directed.
The way I understand it is like similar to like investors in certain things. And basically, but it's not necessarily to do with like one business. It's like they have kind of investments together. Where do we put it?
So it felt like there's NFTs that are sold, right? So you buy an NFT, let's say that costs, make up a number, 100,000. And then that gives you one vote as part of this group that buys these NFTs. So you have 1,000 people that buy an NFT at 100,000, and then all of them work as a business panel to vote which businesses and ideas their money gets funded into. And one of them was this deli.
Yeah, Noun's Deli was completely created, funded, and backed completely by crypto and by this, the NFT kind of community.
Yeah, I spoke to Lambie about it. She was saying, without being too reductive, it's kind of like a superannuation firm, which is really a good way to look at it. It's like something you guys all pull together. It's things you believe in. You know, if you're in control of your finances and you want to know where your money's going, like your superannuation, this is a pretty amazing way to go about it. A very new age way to go about it.
Yeah.
But also imagine being able to back your friends. Like for Lambie, she was saying her book was backed by the Nouns as well. That's awesome. Like, come on, how many people get to say that their superannuation is self-fulfilling their own prophecies? It's pretty cool.
And look, I thought NFTs were dead in the water. Like I just, something my brother brought up at Christmas 3 years ago. South Park made a really good episode about it. You remember Victor Chaus? Did you watch it, Rohan?
No.
Did you?
No, actually, I brought up NFTs the other day to Rohan and accidentally called them ETFs. So that's how far I'm out.
Yeah, okay, all right. But yeah, it's I didn't even know they had a use anymore. In cryptocurrency, like I know it's something that seems to bubble over every like 3 or 4 years, but
I think there's always just these big spurts, right, where it goes mainstream. So everyone's talking about it. The value goes super high. You have the one thing that everyone's talking about, like the board monkeys or whatever it was. Now, those board monkeys have just plummeted in value because all of the eyes are off them. No one's looking at it now. But below that surface, there's still this level of things that are happening and that are growing and that have like better use case scenarios, like that kind of fund where you're putting the crypto into different businesses. And then crypto is always going to be something here because it's like an unregulated, is that right way of like putting it, or less regulated where people feel more freedom towards it. As Lambie said, there's some dark stuff to it where it's probably used for illegal activity and the dark web, but then there's also some really like philanthropic or, new age ways of dealing with it.
Yeah, it's definitely in the mainstream. It's one of the major sponsors of AFL and NRL, and it probably gives you a good idea of where those audiences are and who they are. And it's also big in the gambling community, yeah.
Well, the Staples Center is now crypto, right?
Crypto.com arena or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coinbase, crypto, they're big, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to get me some Ethereum.
Well, Lambie actually said if you guys wanted to do a Nouns coffee. Oh, she said she'd help. So look out.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
How would that work?
You can't actually have it.
All right. Well,
No. It would work. She said that there was something about 70% of the branding has to be Nouns or something like that to be within the community and then spread out to its thousands of shareholders.
That's amazing.
I didn't know these ecosystems work like this, but
I also need to say, and this is real for you guys, but I actually exist as an NFT.
You are a living
out there.
NFT.
Yeah. I didn't create it. But I'm just going to leave that with you.
Oh wait, there is a real one. I thought you were just making some meta joke that you. I was like, what? KP invested in you.
She found it. It wasn't KP though, but there's a moment in my life and in time that has been immortalized as an NFT.
Don't sizzle me. Give me the information.
In a meme or
Nope. In a
just a clean NFT?
Oh, are you singing?
In a photo.
In a photo. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you not telling us? Are you nude in this photo? What's happening?
Is it here? Is it at the pizza shop?
No, it's not. I'll tell you guys.
Oh, this is it in private
So
thing.
you're not like a hologram. I can't just like put my arm through your legitimate.
real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited to hear this. Let's wrap this up, guys. We're going to finish it up because we need to find out what this NFT
Now
is.
we've got to talk about the events.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So we were brainstorming before. We want to do something. It kind of spurred my mind. I had a random guy reach out to me today and he was like, do you have any more? He's like, I came to your Lamazocco event. We held a pop-up there a few months back. We raised money for the homeless. It was great. And he was like, I love that event so much. He's like, please tell me you have another one coming up. And I said, actually, we might be doing a live pod on that. And the response was, he's keen. He was like, please tell me when and where. I would like to get tickets now. So I was like, we've got one person who's keen. But basically, we want to hold an event podcast for the end of the year. What a great way to celebrate all of our, this feels like the beginning, all of our like starting out listeners. This is going to be a fun time where it's intimate and that. And hopefully by Christmas next year, it'll be, we'll see that size difference of growing it out. But this feels like it'll be a fun, kind of nice, intimate event with people. So Kirk and I were brainstorming, and Sonam, this is where we'll bring you in. We were like, how do we do this? Like, is just a podcast by itself a bit not boring, but it's like, hey, come down, we do a podcast and that's it. The two options to me seem like, do we do it around midday-ish on a weekend? And before that, from say 9 to midday, we have a pop-up cafe event where we can have Golden Brown there. We can have Project Zero coffee. We could have some food, drinks, get people in, buzzing about. And then at midday, we all get together and we do the podcast. Or do we do a night event? This was what Kirk was saying. Do we do a night event where it's maybe people come in, can grab a drink, do the pod, and then after that, we can continue on and maybe have a few, we had Varney on the other week with his grata. Maybe we could get some espresso martinis flowing down there. We've got friends at Bodriggy. Maybe we could get a few, too late to get a coffee-flavored beer from them with Golden Brown. But, what are you thinking? What's your thoughts, son? And what's achievable?
In true podcast style, I'm going to go the Julius Caesar. So I'll give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Oh, yeah.
So no one that's listening will ever know.
Well, I thought you were going to give us a live one. So like,
no. Keep throwing me ideas. Throw me ideas.
The thoughts behind my idea of having it in the evening is like, you want to get the vibe going, have a few drinks. I want some people asking questions live. Like,
you want to get people having a few drinks and coming up doing their hot takes.
I want to put some microphones to the audience and get some hot takes.
Oh, Liam with the roving mic in the crowd.
Live hot takes. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then if someone really just goes too far, we can just berate them back and,
The berating back is
that's
just
so
that
good.
part? Yeah.
We could have you guys on a desk like this, and then we go around and find some good hot takes out there, and then get some live reactions and chat about it. Yeah, that was a thumbs up from Julius Caesar in the middle over here.
So my thoughts were, the first parts of it were, we have Golden Brown HQ, which you could probably fit 60 people max, right?
Yeah, probably. Especially with the setup.
Yeah. You've got, which is, could be nice. That's an option. We've got Project Zero coffee, but it's kind of got the laneway, and then you'd need to be able to maximize that laneway. It gives us a little bit of trouble there.
Neighbours would be concerned. The hotel staff need to get through, so that could be dangerous.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Doing a late event in the city is hard.
Yeah.
My thought then was, why not go back to the scene of the crime? Back to Lamazocco headquarters. I'm sure they'd love to get people in there. They love using the space.
And that event from 10 to 12, the vibes, it's unmatched. Unmatched. Yeah, that's one of the best days of the year so far for me on the calendar.
I couldn't believe, I got really nervous when we did that pop-up that it was, I think we opened at 10, right? And at 9:45, I looked at the glass door. I'm like, there's not a single person here. Like, this is horrible. And I was like, as I got to 10, I'm like, all right, let's open the door. What I didn't realize was behind the brick wall, everyone had started forming a queue. So the second the doors opened, about 100 people just flatlined it in. And we were then for like 2.5 hours straight, just back-to-back coffees.
It was the dream service, really, wasn't it?
It was, we had the dream team. We had all four of us here working, cracked out. What do we make? Like $5,000, $6,000 from in the end?
Yeah, it was definitely over 450 coffees through the LMs. Yep.
Yeah.
And all proceeds went to
Cafe Smart, that's right, to fight homelessness. So I think any of those sort of events where there's a purpose is always really good for us, just in terms of giving back. I think also as the podcast is in its infancy, it'd be nice if people were to reach out and maybe donate some stuff that we could gift or we could sell off or we could live auction.
It'd be great to get some gifts, that we could give away. So if anyone's listening that has a company that wants to kind of chip in, give us some things that we could kind of either sell or give away as like a winning kind of situation.
Or even an amazing space, like for instance, the rooftop at Molly that Nathan Tolman has.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Especially there for an event. It was magical. And at the end of the year, you could imagine the rooftop, Melbourne in the background. That'd look...
Oh, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, Nate took the language.
Yeah, that's actually a good point of calling out to like anyone that wants to get on or if you wanted to sponsor the event or be a part of it.
Sponsor the podcast even? Oh.
Yeah, sponsor the pod.
Whoa. Congrats on your first pod. Sponsored, by the way, you two.
We signed it on?
Yeah, well, you got Eco Barista. Well done. You got Ross last week. Very well done.
I didn't know it was official. I knew we were in the talks. After we chatted with him, we were like, this needs to be a sponsor. So you got it in the works and we've signed him on?
It's done. Yeah.
Well,
Congrats, guys.
We need to give it, obviously this is a milestone. Great that we can, financially support this. We put a lot of time into it, a lot of effort, a lot of our own money. Eco Barista, just big thumbs up being the first one. I mean, you got to give a lot of love to the first to bat for us. So that support, I recognise that.
Well, it's amazing that both of us use the product for both of our coffee companies. So it's easy when it's like that, and it's the same with Golden Brown. Like whenever we're doing paid partnerships or that kind of stuff, it's always brands that we've used or that we reach out to or respect in doing that. It's not stuff that is just like, here's the payday, let's move on. I mean, maybe sometimes, but in most cases, it's like when it comes to machinery and things people need to invest in, it's always good when you actually like the company and love working with them.
He's working. We're working on some whack things together as well.
Yeah, your packaging is going to be sick.
And are you chronicling all of this for us, by the way?
Yeah, we'll be.
I cannot wait to see it. I've seen the early drawings and
yeah, so should be cool for a.
So this is a call out for anyone. We'll probably be aiming early December for this kind of thing. Needs to be kind of the date, maybe second week of December.
Yep, I think Liam's. We're not going to tell Liam where we're not going to tell anyone where Liam's going, but Liam will be absent for a couple of weeks.
I mean, good luck finding me. To be honest.
But you're back December 6th, right?
Yeah.
So if we do it after that. That could be
after you get back from Sacramento.
Nice. And depending on nighttime, daytime, we should also see other things. I have quite the network of entertainers and DJs and musicians. Ooh. I know someone who could do a live thing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a full thing? Yeah, we could do a full thing.
Let's get the original Yotsky brother up here himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, actually, it's our farewell, my farewell, my last song dance with them this weekend.
There you go.
Where is it?
For those who don't know, can you please explain what you take part in? Sorry, I'm embarrassing him on the pod.
No, I've been part of this little group called the Yotsky Brothers, and it's a Doobie Brothers kind of Toto, a yacht rock cover crew that are very committed. And anyway, I have other things on my horizon, but the last 6 months I've been kind of doing shows with them. So the last show is down in Moorabbin at Pockets. And I think it would be very fun if you guys came through, if you wanted to. It would be
I saw the highlights from the yacht gig, the actual Yotsky brothers on the yacht.
On the actual yacht.
I was upset I missed that. That's the one I reckon I needed. No escape.
Yeah, exactly. No escape. You're stuck now. Yeah.
All right.
What time is the gig, by the way?
Let's get some pod listeners down there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Please go and watch him rock out with his yacht out.
My yacht out, yeah. It'll be 8:00 at Pockets in Moorabbin. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's it.
All right. So as we come to the end of this business meeting, we're adjourning. Let's take some dot points of what we've talked about. So we're thinking nighttime event. We're thinking pod that goes into some drinks and whatnot afterwards. Maybe some music acts. We want to call out. We're thinking La Marzocco could be good, but we're also going. Who else out there has a beautiful location that would want to host us?
Open it up.
Host us.
Yeah, open it up. I want to know that. We want it. What do we want? We probably want like 100 to 150 people there, right?
Minimum.
Minimum. There you go, minimum. So, different sizes we'll hear from. And then...
We'll do like the live hot takes. And we can even expand that to like the sections of the pod, like rapid fire questions or something like that.
Live hot take has to be anyone that is already like penciling this in, like I'm going to be at this pod. I'm in Melbourne. So for those who aren't in Melbourne, keep your second week of December free on the weekend. But yeah, anyone that's thinking of coming, I want your hot takes written down. We want to come to you in the crowd and hear some of them hot takes.
I reckon it would be fun as well. We could put on a little clipboard, go around to the guests and put in kind of rapid fire style questions for you guys. And
they get to craft them.
And we get to hit you guys live for, the rapid fire questions.
Kind of like Family Feud where they write down before the show, like the questions.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of, excuse me, is there any chance of booking a few surprise roulette guests as well?
Yeah.
I mean, we had our
idea.
first surprise guest today. We can do it again.
And you smashed it.
Little rotunda of... Yes, I like it.
Maybe we need to find out. You could also do like a Instagram poll where we're like, which guest from this year do you want to see on the live?
Oh, that's good.
Except for the person who gets no votes, just like crying.
Someone from interstate or overseas.
That's probably me who's on 0 votes.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Any brands out here that maybe you want to put in for things that we could give away or some fun giveaways for the fans of the pod?
Yeah,
that they're
Rolex might
listening?
want to donate a watch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rolex.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I want
Gucci
it.
the handbag.
And then also if anyone wants to sponsor the event, let us know.
Yeah.
All of those things above. I'm excited.
I'm really excited. I think the idea of Kirk losing the plot that night with some savage hot take retakes, that'd be quite fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, if someone goes a little too spicy on the hot takes, we'll have to divert them back onto them. That's how this works.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
All right. I'm excited for that. All right. If you want to write in anything to do with the live pod or just the pod in general, hit us at hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com. You can find us on all of the socials, and we've been loving hearing from all of you. And we say, if you're loving the pod, why not tell a friend?
2 friends.
3 friends.
All your friends.
There you go.
Yeah, that's conclusive.
Sonam
I
just
like
dives
that.
straight in.
I
He
like
gets
that.
it.
Yeah,
He gets
that's
the...
I'd also just like to say congrats to Liam, Rohan, and Kirk. The 3 of you worked really hard on this, and obviously Russ from Eco Barista is our first sponsor, is an amazing get, and we'd love to see more sponsors because the more sponsors we get, the more we can push the podcast, the bigger the events, the more insane the production, the crazier the live guests. And just so you know, we haven't actually stopped. So next year we've already got a couple of massive guests lined up, international guests, people of high reputation. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that when they get here, the podcast is absolutely flying. It's not just us in here anymore. We're looking at building a custom podcast space. We're looking at someone to sponsor that as well. So this is the worst podcast you've probably ever listened to. It's just me selling you shit, but I apologize, but it needs to be said. So thanks for all your listenership, guys.
Yeah,
No, that's
appreciate it.
the ultimate hype man. That's why you take Sonam around with you. He knows how to get you bigged up.
But as a podcast collectively, we are going places.
Oh, yeah, it's
we
great.
we are going places. So I'm
very
excited.
excited
I'm
by it.
excited.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening in. That was Coffee Break, and we'll see you next week.
Coffee break.
Break out.
Break.